types of superpowers based off of the different types of trauma they experience. So let's just say somebody was a victim of bullying, they might have super strength. If somebody was a victim of forced isolation, they might be able to teleport. And this opens up a lot of conversations to talk about the healing process and the healing journey, especially with Black characters who lack the resources to go to therapy like a lot of Black people do. And don't be scared about that, because the reason why I start the first book off introducing you to at least one chapter of these characters' histories, and then the main character, she gets 5 chapters of her history. The reason why I start the series off like that is because we're going to spend the next 2 books of the trilogy unpacking those things, learning to live with it, and healing from that trauma during their process of their ups and downs and highs and lows, while all this other crazy stuff is going on. So my main character, she meets these other 4 characters, and in exchange for them helping her find her mom before her mom finds her, she teaches them how to use their abilities, which is why I like to call this first book a very long training arc. And because my main character does that, towards the end of the book, they start to use their abilities to push back against this organization called BT that hunts people like them only in cities like theirs, the main city, because the main cities don't have the funds to protect their city in contract with BT like the new cities do. They're in contract with BT, so they can't hunt neo-humans in the new city. Also, keep in mind that the neo-humans that do live in the main city aren't getting trained the way new city neo-humans do. Hence, when X comes around and teaches these 4 people how to use their abilities, that's why things jump off, because they actually have the means to defend themselves because of her. Right. Otherwise, they would have never learned how to use their abilities, and they probably would have got snatched up just like any other neo-human would have in the main city. So if you like themes of community, friendship, trust, healing, in the second book, we're going to talk a little bit about generational trauma, because Zandria and her mama got a tough past. If you want to talk about healing, you want to talk about fighting back against oppressive organizations and systems. If you like characters with big personalities that may be a little snarky, sometimes make you a little upset, sometimes they'll make you sad. Black characters with big personalities and many dimensions over the course of 10 years as they go throughout this dystopian fantasy series, because the series starts off with them in their late teens and it ends with them. The eldest character is going to be in his mid-20s in the 3rd book, but in the 2nd book, they're all in their early 20s. So this is taking a span of like 10 years, this whole trilogy. So if any of that is interesting to you, you could go ahead and hit that orange cart and purchase you a book box. I do have paperbacks coming soon, so if I have the